Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Lucia and today I'm going to share with you the decks that I'm using for this practice that I'm doing. I read about this in Lisa Pappas's group on Facebook where we pull cards for each month of the year, and we do this at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to be explaining that to you. I'm going to be explaining to you my experience so far in the decks that I used for this practice, and I hope that you enjoy it. So first of all, what I did was I watched Lisa Pappas's video, and she pulled cards for each month of the year. But before you do that, you make envelopes. And thanks to her video, I did not write the year. In case I want to do this again, I will be able to reuse the envelope. So I have stamps. So I just stamped January, like each month. And I stamped a flower and I stamped a little butterfly just to make it pretty. And I didn't seal the envelopes. I'm leaving them open so I can reuse them if I choose to do this again. So what I did was I made 12 envelopes. And what we do is you pull cards from a tarot deck or any deck that you want. It could be oracle decks. It could be tarot decks. I did a combination. I chose to do 1 tarot deck and 3 oracle card decks. And I'm going to be showing you the different decks that I used, and then I will be ending with my thoughts about this practice. The first one I'm going to show you is the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinane. I decided to use this deck because I wanted to bring it back into my practice. And since this is the year of the horse, I felt what animal would be better to help the horse than a crow that flies over, and can see things from ahead. And this is why I chose the Crow Tarot, because I love crows and ravens, and I felt like the crow is like the guidance that can guide me during the year of the horse. They fly above in the sky, they can see things. I feel like it's associated with the mind, because they are in the sky a lot, and then of course they also come back to earth, so they see things from a higher perspective. I feel like and this deck is a beautiful reader for me, so I feel like this will be beautiful guidance for me, what I need to know or what I need to think about, and this is why I chose this tarot deck, besides the fact that it's very talkative and the artwork is beautiful. And I've been thinking about this deck, bringing it back into my practice. I've had it for a while, and I've been choosing other decks that I'm working with, so I wanted to work with this again, and I thought, what a great way to work with this deck to use it throughout the year. I don't like separating my decks because I kind of like to have them handy, but I have so many decks and I haven't pulled this out, so this would be a great way to use it. Of course, this is not the whole deck because a lot of the cards, I picked 3 of them unless an extra one fell to put in the envelopes. So, and I will be showing you what's in the envelope for that, at least one envelope at the end of the video. And I'll be talking about how that's going so far. The next one also has a crow on the box. It's called Pure Magic Oracle by Andres and Gracia, and it says forward by Judica Iles. And best-selling author of Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells. Awesome. I didn't realize that. We have this beautiful book, and I have to show this to you because what I like about it is that we have a spell at the end of it, and we have the meanings of the cards, and then we have the spell. So I really like that. Beautiful healing deck. I love the backs, and I chose this because to me this is like the guidance. It's like the healing. It makes me feel good after I use it, after I read it. I feel protected. I feel like I have something to do, a practice, for the energy that I need, to bring in the energy that I need. So I chose to pull 2 cards, unless an extra one came out, for each of the envelopes from this deck, because I know that, whatever, and I'm curious to see, if it's going to be what I need at that time, and I'll tell you my experience at the end of the video. So of course most of the deck is in the cards, so this is beautiful. I love the soft colors. It's very healing, and I love the advice or whatever. So here says Florida waters, natural form, enchanted potion, red roses cleansing. And we have a number at the top too, so if you like to work with numerology, you have the beautiful artwork. And then you have the book that gives you the meaning, and then there's a little spell, a little meditation or something that you can do or say to yourself. And I really love that practice. The Santa Muerte Oracle by Fabio Lustrani. This is a 32 card deck. It comes with a book. I keep it in this pouch, which I bought separately. I got these on Amazon. The backs of this card makes like a Ouija board, or I don't know if you call it something else when you put them together. I really love this deck because it does come with a guidebook, but you have a number and you don't have like the meanings of the cards, and I kind of love that. I do have a couple of decks that I love to read intuitively with, just based on the artwork, or some of them I scry with. So this one, I feel like the artwork is very talkative. And so what I did was I pulled one card for each of the envelopes from this deck, because I work with the tarot deck, the Santa Muerte tarot deck, and I love Fabio Lustrani's artwork. And that deck is very direct speaker. And I feel like this is also a very direct speaker oracle deck. And it's beautiful. And I feel like you have the energy of the ancestors with this and Santa Muerte to guide you. And I really love that. I was always drawn to, also skulls and skeletons, and I never understood why. And then I understood, that it's very spiritual, very connected to our ancestors, energy. And then I discovered the Santa Muerte deck, and I love working with it. And I feel like this is very talkative deck also. So I feel like I wanted to add that energy to my envelopes as well, make me feel protected and guided. And I will, be showing you the card that I picked for the first month and how that went, because I pulled it on January 8th, my first envelope. So another beautiful reader and another beautiful energy that I wanted to put into my envelopes, because this is also a deck that I've had for a while and I haven't pulled from it. So now I'm working with it every month. Rumi Oracle by Alana Fairchild, and the artwork is by Rasuli. I love his artwork. Beautiful box. And if you know Alana Fairchild, her guidebooks are very informative. Each card comes with a little poem, and then there's like a description, like if you're being guided by Rumi, like he's talking to you. And then you have like the sacred honoring ritual for each card, which is beautiful. And usually this deck, beautiful backs. This deck, I like to look at the cards and see what I get, but most of the time I go to the book, and I find it to be so healing. This was one of the very first oracle cards that I got, and I felt when it was coming. I said to my son, my Rumi Oracle's here, and the truck was like, I don't know how many blocks away, but 10 minutes later the bell rang and it was delivered to my door. So this is a very special deck to me because it was one of the very first, and I pulled a card for myself and I read the book and I started to cry because it really resonated with me so deeply. I was going through a lot and I really needed those words that I was reading, and I really felt guided. I felt protected. I felt like my source, spirit guides, whatever, like I felt like I was not alone, and I felt like I had them around me. And it is just, that's what Alana Fairchild does, like with this deck. Like she, I don't know, channels the energies of Rumi and spirit, and there is some beautiful protective comforting messages that kind of bring you back to your spirit self. And I don't know, it's like a reminder, that you are spirit having a human experience in this world, and it is beautiful guidance. There's something beautiful and comforting in his artwork. And I feel like this is also a beautiful deck that you can scry with. You can meditate on this. And I really do love the guidebook, doing the practice in the guidebook. So I chose one card from this deck for each envelope. And I will let you know next how that's going so far. So here's my January envelope. And what I chose to do was to open the envelope on the 7th. There's something about the number 7. And what I did was I did open it on the 7th, and I still was not resonating with the cards on the 7th. And then something happened. I'm going to talk about the cards, but here's the ones that I pulled. The Crow Tarot. On the 8th, I was having a very emotional day, and I went back to the envelope and I said, wait a minute, maybe the cards, and this is the very next day. So I'm wondering if I should wait till the 12th or something, or maybe just feel it out. I think I'm going to pull them on the 7th because I don't want to do it at the beginning of the month because I haven't experienced the energy for that month yet. So I would pick like a day in the month, maybe the middle of the month, the second week, or even after the first week, whatever day you're drawn to, or there is no right or wrong, right? And I looked at this, I had the Queen of Swords, and I had the Three of Wands. And I had the Nine of Pentacles, and then it really resonated with me. It was like I was seeing the truth in a situation, and the Three of Wands is whatever this I was seeing, it was pulling me away from my goals, my vision, because the emotional part of what I saw, it was hitting me mentally, and so these cards resonated. And then the Nine of Pentacles, for me, this was about getting back to myself, getting back to my, what makes me feel good with the Nine of Pentacles. Because the Nine of Pentacles is about independence. It's about treating yourself to things. It's about not being codependent. It's like not being codependent on emotions, not how other things are making me feel, and it really resonated with me. And then I did, I had these two cards from the Oracle deck, from this Pure Magic Oracle. And it said, drawing down on the sun, which I really needed the sun energy, the wildfire, divine masculine, magnificence, and witness. And when you go to the book, it was very healing. And I had songbird, hexbreaker, sound healing, final goodbye, and release. Like I really had to detach or cut cords with a situation that was pulling at me and really taking me out of myself. They really resonated with me, and I was like surprised because on the 7th I wasn't feeling it, even though I was going through, there was like still going through something, but the emotions change. We have then from the Rumi deck, entered the Garden of Delights. And so I went into a meditation, and I kind of went into this garden, this beautiful place, and I kind of surrounded myself with nature. And then I went outside, like I took a ride, and I was, even to run errands, like when I go outside, and I just stop a minute and pay attention to what I'm seeing in the sky, the clouds, the trees, and birds and things like that. And then I had this card from the Santa Muerte Oracle, which to me, this kind of reminds me of the Tower card, but it also to me reminds me of the Four of Pentacles when it comes to or the Four of Discs when it comes to the Top Tower, which is about power. The Four of Pentacles is about reserving, but it's also about where you're putting your power into. Sometimes there is power in reserving. So it's like reserving my energy for what I want to build and not putting that energy into something that is not good for me, because I was putting that energy into the thoughts, people or situations that should be in my mind, and they don't deserve to take space in my mind or my heart, so this is about building what are my goals. I have to make myself stronger in order to keep going with my goals. And it can be a tower moment as well, taking something apart that's not working out and rebuilding, learning from that, and the lesson makes me stronger. So I really resonated with this, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the February cards. And by the way, when I did this practice, this is something else I want to share with you, especially if you are if your intuition is open, if your third eye is open and you feel it, because we all have this, I was pulling cards for each month, and I was not looking at what I was pulling out, except for the first card, because I was curious. The first month, I did look at the cards for the first month, but then February, March, I did not. But when I was stamping, not even just pulling the cards, when I was doing the stamps on each envelope, something happened when I did for August that I feel like August is going to be a a tough month for me. I just felt it. And then I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this practice. But I kept going because I won't know unless I do it. And then I can decide if I want to continue it or if I want to, continue it for the rest of the year, or if I want to continue it and, and do it again next year. So, and then I had to look at the cards that I pulled for August. So I pulled, I had to look, and here it is. I did the cards on one day. It was at night. And then I did not pull the cards until the next day or the day after, 1 or 2 days after that. So, and this is what I got. I got the 5 of Cups. I got the 10 of Swords. Okay. I got the Hanged Man. So there's going to be some kind of surrendering or acceptance of something. I got Earth Mother. Earth Mother, card 4, Psychic, Recharge, Grounded, Healer, Mentor, and Layers. So I got Hecate's Path. So this helps me feel a little bit better. Card number 6, Cycle of Life, Night Magic, Crossroads, and Letting Go. I got the Right Choice. And then I got this card here, number 20, which to me, it feels like coming together with myself and community or people that are going to be surrounding me, that's going to help uplift me. So I feel like I'm going to be going from one energy to another. And I'm going to find it with like-minded, maybe spiritual people or something like that. And this may not be what it means, but... So this is going to be interesting. I may do an updated video in, around that time to see, what happened with August. But I had that feeling, and that's what happened. So this is pretty interesting experience for me. I'm curious to see if you guys have anything that you do for the year, the new year, beginning of the year, any kind of practice with tarot or oracle, and feel free to share. And I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.